The 8th round of the UCI Women's World Tour was its second stage race this season. Also the second stop outside of Europe for the UCI Women's World Tour, giving the calendar a true global look. The Amgen Tour of California offered up 4 stages from South Lake Tahoe to Sacramento. A strong international contingent was present, including Marianne Vos, Kirsten Wild and local hero Megan Guarnier, drawing in the attention of the crowds, the chance to showcase the talent of the UCI Women's World Tour.
I mean, it's the Women's World Tour, We have to race all over the world, and the men do it too, and why can't we? And so, yeah, it's great to be racing in Europe and in Asia and in South America and also here in my home country of America. So it's great, and I love it, and, we get to be on each other's home turf and see the different cultures and, racing styles and all these different continents in the world, so it's definitely important. I personally love, racing in America and having the Europeans come over here and feel what it's like to travel, and, obviously, where the level of cycling is in Europe, and usually the Americans go over to Europe, and we struggle with having to leave everything and be there for most of the year. So it's nice to have them come over here and have a little taste of what it's like to sacrifice and travel a lot.
The opening stage, 117 kilometres around Lake Tahoe, and after several attacks, the peloton would come together before the 1.7 kilometre climb up to Heavenly Mountain. Paul's Dolmans would play their numbers, other riders covering attacks, and Megan Guarnier rode away to the finish.
It's really important to have races all around the world, every continent, and for a long time cycling was European based, and it's good to have now a race in Asia, stage race here in America, and already for a long time women's cycling is on a very high level in America. You can see it on the GC podium here. It's 1, 2, 3, and it's not that the Europeans stayed at home. So a high level racing in California, and everybody was really excited to have the bunch here, and a very, very good race as well. And this only raises the level for all races.
Stage 2 was a 20.3 kilometre team time trial, a chance to grab valuable seconds. United Healthcare would pick up 3rd spot, but it was Team 2016 who set the early pace, surprising some of the big European squads. Paul's Dolmans would not be able to match their time of 27.33, finishing 6 seconds off the pace, but Megan Guarnier would retain the leader's jersey.
They're all good races. Also the race in China, the race here is really, really nice. And I'm super happy that the European teams make the effort to come over here and race. It's great. It's a great race. It's together with the men. It's beautiful courses. So I think if women's cycling continue like this, then we'll all be all right in a few years.
The 3rd stage, 111 kilometres around Santa Rosa. After a day of attacks, the bunch would form, and an explosion of power from Marianne Vos would see her collect her first UCI Women's World Tour victory. Guarnier claiming 4th and retaining the race lead.
I think for the organizations overseas, it's even more hard to get on the calendar. So everything has to be very, very good to even get in the for now in the World Tour. So you see that that for us the racing is really nice, and everything from road book to road to safety to what you want. It's very, very well organized.
The final stage would be a criterium race with 20 laps of 3.5 kilometres. A flat one for the sprinters, but after being the fastest in Santa Rosa, Vos couldn't beat Kirsten Wild here. The Team High-Tech Products sprinter had the strongest finish, beating for an hour with Vos 3rd. While Wild won the stage, Guarnier finished safely right in the middle of the bunch and held on to win the overall at the Tour of California. Guarnier's margin of victory 17 seconds ahead of compatriot Kristen Armstrong. Evelyn Stevens finished 3rd, 28 seconds back, completing an all-American podium. And all that would mean we'd have a new leader on the UCI Women's World Tour. Megan Guarnier on 504 points, topping the rankings ahead of Emma Johansson. Guarnier's teammates Armitstead and Black in 3rd and 4th, with Van der Breggen 5th Guarnier, though, taking over the jersey.